Eliminating the primary has been talked about before, but removing the law altogether might be problematic. For one, says Election Commission Executive Director Maria Pangilinan, it would create a high probability of a runoff election.
Should there be at least 3 teams, gubernatorial teams, or 3 congressional delegate candidates, it would be difficult at the general election for these teams and candidates to receive the 50% plus one majority to be certified as the winner of the election.
And so, as Senator Joe San Augustine points out, in the end, there could likely be no real savings at all.
Because, we can amend the law to say that the governor and the delegates will have a primary because we're trying to save money. But at the end of the day, then it doesn't matter. We end up with a primary. So the issue of saving funds wouldn't matter because you still have to spend for that part.
And Speaker Therese Terlahi raised yet another question.
If the government repeals its version of a primary election, how will the political parties determine their candidates, or do they have that opportunity or not? Or is it going to result in what I think we intend, in an overall free-for-all, senatorial election, for example?
Still more questions from Senator Tom Fisher.
Here's a hypothetical. Suppose that I'm in my first term and there is another general election coming up here in about, 12 to 18 months or something. And let's suppose that this bill passes. There's no more primaries. And I decide I would like to run for election to the Senate. How would I get on the ballot?
I don't know.
And in the end, those who might be most affected weren't even there to testify on the measure.
I was hoping the political parties would be present. This is really in their interests or disinterest, right? Because this is the primaries select for the parties. And so we have, as a government, put in by statute how we are going to conduct these primaries. But I wanted to know, if we repealed that, would it still allow the parties themselves to come up with their own rules as to how they're going to select their candidates and tell you, the Guam Election Commission, these are our candidates? I'm curious about that.
As far as our scans of Guam Code annotated, Taza, there's none.
Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
It would be just with